Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kisha. I blog over at KishaJaggers.com. That link is in the description box with links to all of my social media. Definitely follow along on Facebook and on Instagram. So today we are back with AJ's 3-month update. So he turned 3 months old on February 28th. So he's just a little bit over 3 months right now, and he is doing excellent. He weighs 13.9 ounces. That's what he weighed the last time he went to the doctor. He is getting so much bigger, and he is still like around the 36th percentile. So he's kind of skinny, but his percentile is in the 90s on his length and on his head circumference. So he is doing really well. He's eating about 4 to 5 ounces a day. Now, we were told a while back to put rice in his bottle because he was dealing with some spitting up, and I really wasn't comfortable with it when he was 2 months old. But when we went back to the doctor, she said that she thought he had silent reflux and that we needed to start adding the rice definitely to his bottle at this point, just a tablespoon per 8 ounces. So that's what we've been doing. We've been adding about a tablespoon of rice per bottle, and it's helping keep his formula down just a little bit better. And he is still using the Tommy Tippy bottles. Those are his favorite. He eats the best out of those bottles, and as long as he's happy, we're happy. He is exclusively formula fed. He is on the Gerber Soothe, which seems to do really good with his tummy. He is still in a size 1 diaper, but he has outgrown tons of his newborn clothes. So it's just sad in a way to pack up all of those tiny, tiny little baby clothes. But we had a big bag, and I shared it in the last day in the life vlog. I'll try to link a card up top, and you guys can check it out if you haven't already. But I did show a lot of the clothes that we were packing up. He is sleeping well, pretty well through the evening. He goes to bed sometime between 7:30 and 8 p.m. He is usually back up around midnight to 1 a.m. So normally around the time I'm getting ready to go to bed, I will change his diaper, I will fill his belly up, and swaddle him up and put him back to bed, where he will sleep usually till about 8 a.m. So he's waking up basically 1 time a night right now, and that's really good. We've had plenty of sleep, and we're doing great. He's actually looking a little tired right now, so I'm going to bring his rock and play over and put him in that and see if he's happier that way. Just one moment. Okay, so he seems happier in his little rock and play watching me. So I just wanted him to be comfortable. So he's been much more alert this past month. We took him to Olive Garden a week or 2 ago, and it was so busy. There was tons of people, tons of noise, crying babies, laughing kids, just noise everywhere, and he was just amazed. His eyes were huge. He stayed awake the entire time, and he just seemed to really enjoy all of the fuss and fuss going on around him. So it was kind of fun taking him out. He normally wakes up very, very happy. So most of the time he starts out in his rock and play and ends up in bed with us. But, in the mornings, it's so worth it just to see that happy face of his. It's the sweetest thing. I just love waking up with him. It is just adorable. He is sucking on his hands a lot. So we're starting to think he's starting to teeth because of all the drool, and getting hands and blankets and pacifiers, whatever he can get to his mouth, that is what he wants to do. He just wants to suck on his hands, and his little hands are cold all the time from always being in his mouth. He's also doing tummy time a lot more. So we did tummy time once a day, basically, I think from like the first week he was born. And he's getting it in about twice a day now, and it's really helping strengthen his neck. He does it in the living room, usually on the floor, on a blanket, sometimes on his play mat, and it just really helps him. He's rolling over. He is just wiggling all around. It's really the sweetest. And speaking of his play mat, that's another place where we put him every single day. So he's just getting to the point where he can really play with some of the toys. He hits them with his hands. It's very colorful, and he seems to really enjoy being on it. So we make sure to put him on that right now because he's 3 months old. There's not a ton of things that he can really do. He's very limited. But being on his playmat and having tummy time, and also Baby Einstein is something that we watch every day. So I find it on YouTube. It's wonderful. I'm sure you can find it at the library as well, but we find it on YouTube, and it's really great. It's got the shapes and bright colors, and AJ really seems to enjoy it. He loves the TV. I don't like it. I really don't, because sometimes in the evenings we're, wanting to spend time with the baby, and he is just captivated by the big flat screen in our living room, and it's just so frustrating. Sometimes we have to turn it off to get his attention. Sometimes we have to turn him around, but we do what we can, and we definitely do Baby Einstein. He is also listening and watching to some Bible songs. We're learning Jesus Loves Me. We're learning Deep and Wide, and we're also learning Little Light of Mine. It's important to me. I don't know what church we're going to have him baptized in or what church we're going to attend, but we're definitely going to start attending. I think it would be great for our family, and I think it would be great for him, and I definitely want God in his life. So we are just doing some of the little kid stories, and I know he doesn't understand them, but he does really enjoy the music. So we're just finding that on YouTube as well. He has loud breathing, and he has a lot of grunting, and he's just, like I said, a loud sleeper. He really is. He grunts. He breathes loud. He sometimes, I think, snores. And his doctor really thinks that is from his silent reflux. And he hasn't had reflux like Brittany had. Brittany had reflux so bad, she had to go see a specialist. She had to be on prescription formula. She went on whole milk at 6 months old, and we never had another problem. But he doesn't have those problems to that extent. He does have a little bit of gassiness. You can tell by the way he pulls his legs up. He does, he did have problems going to the bathroom. It was just getting his system used to it, I believe, but it was painful for him. But now he is doing so much better. We do use the gripe water for gassiness, and I can give it to him in maybe 5 to 7 minutes. He's already either belching or farting, just getting that trapped gas out of him, and it makes him feel so much better. The gripe water is a lifesaver. They have one for daytime, and they have one with some chamomile for nighttime as well. But he's doing really well, super healthy, super happy, and we're so blessed with him. We are in love with him, and he's just one of the best things that ever has happened to me. And so, we just want to enjoy every milestone and every minute we have with him. He currently absolutely loves his swing. It's one of his happy places. He loves the swing. He loves his rock and play. And like I said, he loves his TV. So, it's just, it's weird, kids are different now, and I don't want to just plop him up in front of a TV. I haven't done that. He watches, Baby Einstein on my lap, but you can see how mesmerized he already is with the electronics. So, I'm sure we'll be dealing with that in years to come as well. So, he is only 3 months old, and he doesn't have a lot of toys that he plays with, but he does have 2 favorites, and I'll keep sharing these as long as they're his favorites. He loves this little rattle, and he's just starting to get his fingers wrapped around, this part, and you can see there's little balls in there, and it makes all kinds of noise. Do you see your rattle? See it? And he loves this ball. My cats love this ball as well, but it's got a bell inside. Again, he's just starting to be able to wrap his fingers around and jiggle it around. Bath time with AJ is super easy and super fast and super fun. He really is starting to enjoy the water now, and we kind of splash his feet around, and he's doing really well at taking a bath. He loves it. It's sweet, it really is, and he's doing really well with being on a schedule. So I will go over his schedule in a video very soon, but he's on a really good nighttime routine. He's on a really good morning routine. The afternoons are a little loosey-goosey because he's awake more. He's not asleep as much as he used to be. So, like I said, it's baby Einstein. It's making videos. It's me rocking him. Spending time on the deck is something we do quite a bit. And we just, you know, do what we can because, again, he's just a baby still. But he's so sweet, and it's just amazing having him in our lives. So that is about it for his update. Let me grab him. Come here. He's wide awake. He does use his pacifier. He definitely has a favorite, and it's this one. It's in that shape. And like I said, he's usually just the happiest little baby. He's got his daddy's ears. I have figured that out. And I think he's got my eyes, and I think he looks amazing in blue. But yeah, so we're actually thinking at this time about putting his crib in our room. I mentioned on Instagram that, you know, I like the Montessori bed. It's basically just a mattress on the floor, but people actually thought I was going to put a 3-month-old on the floor, and that's not what we were talking about. We were talking about eventually when we got there. But, you know, AJ doesn't like his crib. He does sleep in his rock and play and usually ends up in our bed. But I think we're going to start bringing his crib in so he can, you know, see us from bed and start getting used to having his own space. I don't mind him being in our bed, but if that's the way it's going to be, we need a bigger bed. So I'm not sure exactly what we're doing about that, but he's doing really well in all regards, from eating, sleeping, developmental-wise. He is growing perfectly. He is just the sweetest little baby, and we are loving every moment with him. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I know, there you go, you can see my thumb. Don't forget to get subscribed if you're new. Follow us along on Instagram. I'm always posting pictures of this sweet little guy. Oh, you see yourself. Mwah. And, yeah, don't forget to follow along, and we will see you with our next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Say bye. Bye-bye. Is that Mommy's baby? Is that Mommy's baby? Bye, you guys.